Alright lads, we're headed down for a Vizsla site tour. Pretty stoked on it. It's a pretty wonderful company. Been checking them out for quite some time now. Vizsla is one of the company, not the company on the block. They are the big dogs. They are over $300 million market cap now. It's an absolute monster in the making. But the team behind them is like, it's like the Avengers, man. Solid group of guys. You got the CEO, Konnert, just sold his last deal. He's been in the game for a long time. He's raised over $200 million for this company. He's a capital raising machine. You got Craig Perry, founder of ISO Energy, Next Gen Energy. They're both like $5 and $8 stock. G Resources, which is over $700 million market cap. Founder of Inventa Capital. It goes on and on and on with these guys. Absolute fucking dream team behind them. Yeah, this company is as real as they come. They're one of the only companies to actually uplist to the NYSE. Not even the fucking NASDAQ. Stay tuned. It's gonna be an absolute banger.
Are you practicing up your Spanish?
Actually, I went to a Spanish class the other night. I didn't really learn anything, to be honest with you. We've touched down now in Mexico City Airport. We're stuck here for 12 hours in our second lounge. It's about 2:30 a.m. and I feel like a fucking alien. My gut's full of all sorts of ethnic foods, yogurt, and a few tequila shots. But we're gonna try to get some rest here and some content for you guys tomorrow. Nosotros somos en Mexico City Aeropuerto. Yo como Doritos extra más producto. It's gonna be hot as all hell, man. Look at these things, man. Dude, such a hoax, man. Yeah? Not at all. Dawson. VHLA? David. Nice to meet you.
Ryden. Nice to meet you. Dude, that's where you're getting shorts. Señor.
I think we're both a bit surprised by the quality of this place. Part of me just kind of wants to sit here and booze for a week straight instead of actually go check out the mine tour, but or the property site visit. But we will, because we're thankful. We love miners, miningers.
Yo, yeah. Photo with the frogs out front.
Dude, that's so trip. Oh my god.
This place is bumping.
It's the spot. I think it's almost a necessity, I guess.
I think you have to, yeah.
VP BizDev and strategy for Vizsla. As the company, we're focused on de-risking and putting into production what we have in the West. 220 million ounces, generate cash flow. That's what's going to generate money for shareholders. And so Peter Megaw and Jesus and Dr. Gibbons at Prismo, they formed this joint venture technical committee to understand and explore. You got to remember, our district is 7,200 hectares, contiguous land, massive.
Sure, in the next maybe 2 years, we will have a big mines here in Salud. Because it's polymetallic mainly, right?
Yeah.
You have assets from gold, silver, copper, right?
Zinc, lead.
Yeah.
You guys have the ounces.
It's important because Prime has like 150 or 180 million ounces of silver equivalent there in that project. We have more than 200.
Well, you guys have 200 so far, I mean.
Now we are exploring the 35% only of the district. We have 200. This is the potential that we have. Guava in the south, and this is the fruit from the cactus.
It's delicious.
Here in the district, we have high grade. Why we name this mezcal high grade.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Other thing to have in mind is we are starting 2019.
You guys all hire all local too?
Yeah. 70% of our task force is from the community, and we are ready for the next step, that is mining.
Cheers. Cheers. Sip or do you shoot?
Yes.
You said yes to both questions. Do we sip or
yes to all.
Okay. I'm shooting. I got you.
That's open to interpretation. How's that?
You know what? It's the smoothest tequila shot you'll ever have. So we made it back to La Casa. It's 2:10 a.m., which is a representable hour. Yeah, we had a little fun. We had a few appetizers, a main, a dessert, and a little bit after that.
Hopefully it's going to be a really informative tour for all of you and really see what the world's next Tier 1 silver district looks like. Made our initial discovery at Napoleon. Now we're sitting at 220 million ounces combined, grading almost 464 grams per ton. We're now actively drilling to update this resource yet again. So that'll be the big catalyst that's coming up here, likely early in 2024. We are polymetallic. 93% is precious metals. You can almost think about this resource as 60-40 split silver to gold. The grade side, we're multiples above here. Of course, you know we're sitting up there, 464 grams. This resource, 220 million ounces combined, has come in less than 3 years of drilling. See that we're almost starting to rival the likes of Mag Silver and Silvercrest. These are billion-dollar valuation, single asset producers. Market cap, 287 million. We currently sit with right around 37 million Canadian in the bank, and we have zero debt. We're currently trading around 90 cents US per ounce silver equivalent, where our direct comparables are trading close to 475. So you're looking at that 4 to 5x on an EV per ounce basis alone. If you want to look at it from a market cap perspective, sitting right around the over 200 million US, where again those direct comparables typically trade in that billion-dollar range. That's the prize that we see here in the next few years as we take this thing to production.
The señor frogs too, eh?
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again.
Let me give you the overview or location and a little bit of the infrastructure. This is the map that shows the location of the property. There are 2 highways transect the property. This in yellow here is our plain block with almost 7,200 hectares in total. There are 2 power of lines that go across the property, one of them high power, very, very close to Mazatlan, which is a port, and there's an airport as well. The mineralization is hosted in 2 main lithologies, the andesites, which are shown in green, and the diorite, which is shown in purple. With respect to where we are at right now, early this year we started drilling. We found that the grade and widths were increasing, and then we made now the discovery, and we have even widths of up to 7 meters, a little bit more. This is part of the vein material that occurs here on the research.
Like test. No. Good.
But one thing to notice is that the vein is narrow. Branches of the vein on the hanging wall, essentially up to 200 grams silver was the most, nothing compared to what we are seeing in the deeper holes where we have grades in 500, 700 grams even in some spots, and good, very decent gold grades up to 7 grams. Essentially the vein is all open at depth. The only thing is that the south, where we have drilled the deeper holes, it is very well enriched in base metals.
Good sweat there. So far so good. Is it getting there? Oh, fuck. It's not sweat, buddy. So instead of the elevator pitch, we'll do the until the next site pitch. All right, let's run it. Give it to me.
All right, look, man, it's quite simple. We are in arguably the world's largest, highest grade, undeveloped silver district. I mean, this is some of the best analysts in the business have done the research and highlighted this. And one thing you got to know too is silver districts like this are incredibly rare, far more rare than gold districts. So when you find one, you hold on to it, do everything you can to maximize its value. And that's exactly what we're doing at Vizsla. We're drilling huge drill programs, 110,000 meters 2 years ago, 120,000 meters last year, 90,000 meters this year, 6 drill rigs turning. That'll feed into a resource update, growing this thing dramatically, and then we'll come out with economic. That'll be our PEA. We're hoping to do that early in the new year. What's really going to highlight a very low capex, high margin, environmentally sound project that will really work in any commodity price environment. Pitch complete.
Boom. Love it. You guys essentially doubled your resource estimate from 2022 to 2023. After the 90,000 this year, you guys are planning on putting an early 2024 Q1 resource estimate out, correct?
Yeah, ideally, we're going to show some serious growth, but I think you need to remember that our drilling patterns have changed. We were drilling big step outs before, really trying to grow the resource. But this year has been more about de-risking those ounces that we already have. You can continue drilling and drilling and drilling and adding more ounces, but at some point you have to wrap economics around it.
Plan on focusing on developing, kind of what you have right now, and using revenue from that to kind of further explore the 4 billion targets you guys have on the site. right?
Yeah, I mean, look, that is the strategy. However, we're very fortunate that we still have all these targets and we still have cash. We can ideally run a dual track. We're de-risking and we're developing what we've already outlined in the west while continuing to test other high priority targets in the central, the eastern parts of the district.
Perfect. I love the story. It's a really easy one to wrap your head around here, to be honest. It's a no-brainer, boys.
That's when you come to site, it's huge. It's absolutely huge as far as honestly our eyes can see. Covered in vegetation, 35 kilometers of known underground workings that are just targets in themselves that you can go and look to exploit. And we're finding new adits and new workings all the time.
But not even like a low-grade story either. There's no real caveats to it so far.
It's incredibly high grade. It's right at surface. It's open in every direction. And statistically speaking, the likeliness of us finding the best right away is highly, highly unlikely. And again, this represents less than 10% of the known veins we have in the district.
Well, beauty. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Napoleon is the first discovery after realizing the potential at the vein, and right now the total length of this Napoleon vein amounts to 2.5 kilometers. To the south, we have approximately another close to 1 kilometer of strike length of vein where we have the main Napoleon, but in addition, we have multiple splays. You can see the open cut here in the vein is pretty wide, probably 5 meters wide. As I said, lower in silver and gold, but enriched in base metals. So the vein runs from the flag over there, 2.5 kilometers to the south, but it's to
this is virgin ground, right? This district, again, because of fragmented land ownership, no one could get in there and map it. Now that we've got it all, these guys are finally going in and mapping. I mean, it never had a geologic map, which is, you know, exploration 101.
We're in the middle of the jungle here, Mazatlan, Mexico. I guess we're headed to another target. Joan, boys, Jesus Fernando, just cruising around.
How are you? How are you doing?
Good. You guys ready?
Yeah.
You guys got back?
Oh yeah, barely. Came back from one piece, but
one piece left the other half.
Pala, that's the 400 line.
And in front of us, that's essentially footprint of the Copala mineral resource. One thing to notice here is in the Copala area, there's not only one structure. We have resources, 3 of them. So far here we have 1.5 kilometer of strike length of mineralization. We have an average width of between 9 and 10 meters for the whole structure with grade in the range 400-500 grams. The other important characteristic of Copala is that it contains very little lead and zinc. In Cristiano, we have multiple hits of very, very high grade, over 3 kilos in some cases of silver with very significant amounts of gold as well. It's a very good addition to the whole resource.
Drop pin, 4 kilometer circle. That's project number 1. That's the first 10 to 15 minimum years of mining, and that's exactly where you'll see the PEA be focused. What we're going to do is hunt for the next center of mass, the next center of mass, and as we're talking now, the potential next center of mass. And if this is anything like San Dimas, 80 kilometers up the road, most direct analog from a geologic perspective, guys have been producing for 100 years. They've extracted over 1 billion ounces of silver equivalent. That's exactly, again, what we're aiming for here.
Let's shake the butt. Oh yeah, a little bit.
Feel that.
Oh fuck, fucking heavy as ass.
That's insane. We're looking at pure metal right here, boys. Let's go sell that.
The other side we have one for the 200 gram gold.
Oh yeah, I'll love to see that. 200 grams for 10 gold.
Oh.
That's the juice. What's the silver hosted in?
Here, in the black stuff.
In the black stuff? What is it?
Here maybe we have electron.
Oh, I see.
Foremost authority on mining in Mexico.
He knows more about Mexico silver than anybody on the planet.
Called him the Silver Pope of Mexico.
Famous geologist.
Dr. Peter.
Advisor Peter. Dr. Peter.
Dr. Peter.
Dr. Peter Megaw.
Like Geo?
Far from it.
Is your audience Geos?
Even further from it. Like you're explaining to like a grade 3 class.
Yeah, this is blue. It's only got 100 grams gold in it.
He's running 100 grams per ton gold, you said?
And a little better than 4 kilograms silver. Yeah, I mean, that's over a meter. And it's got flanking samples that run, you know, not as high, but significant value. So you're going to take that super high grade stuff and mix it with the lower and come out with a very attractive overall throughput. Everything's hosted in the quartz. This type of vein, the fancy name is crack seal. So the crack opens up and then the pressure drops and everything sort of freezes at once. The first thing that happens is the silver and gold drop out and then immediately quartz fills in all the gaps. And then it happens again and again and again and again. So the more repeats of that crack seal that you have with juicy fluids coming in, the richer things are. So when you look at the core, what you want to see is evidence for multiple times where it was broken and rehealed. And you want to look for the dark band of the sulfides coming through. The gold is there, the silver is there. But here's an event that glued together something that was already broken. Yeah. And here's another fragment that was glued together that was already broken and healed, and then earlier broken and healed. So right here, you're looking at 4 or 5 stages. But each one of these little bands in here represents an individual stage.
This is happening over 50, 100 million years?
No, this is probably happening over 5 to 50 days.
5 to 50 days?
Yes. These deposits form incredibly quick. Even geologists used to think that these deposits took millions of years to form. But we now know that a really big system, from when it first starts to mineralize to when it's done, is less than 500,000 years. So talking about multiple stages, you have a bank account. The more times you make a deposit in that bank account, the more money there's in the bank account. Unless you make just one massive deposit. But that's not the way ore deposits work. So you look at a core like this, and you can see here's a bunch of stuff that was originally broken that's been healed. It's in a fragment that was then healed by this. A bunch of band, more breakage, more banding. Here you can see it going down to some last stages. So you're looking at 15, 20 stages right there.
Like you said earlier, based off the stages, you can kind of guess it would run higher grade.
Yeah, as long as those stages have the goodies that you care about. So this isn't as high as the other one. This is only 26 grams gold and 1.5 kilos of silver. But still very respectable.
Yeah, insane, really.
You know, what you want to see for something to really be economic is you want to see 350 to 400 grams silver, and the gold is gravy. Many people don't realize it, but the average silver grade of a lot of the mines that are in production these days, small mines especially, less than 200 grams silver. It's really hard to make money on that. If you've got twice that much, you've got a lot more margin for error. You've got a lot more room for a market to go up and down. The nice thing about grade is you can sleep at night when times are bad, and when times are better, you can party all night if that's your predilection.
It's always a reason to drink, right?
Well, I won't go there. That would be politically incorrect.
Not fair. Are you guys' base metals separated from your precious metals? Or?
Well, we see multiple events. So you can get them next to each other. You can get them in veins that are next to each other. And part of our job is to figure out how that happened in time. Because when you understand which happened first, second, and third, then you can start to work back to where it came from. Because the closer you get to the real source of the fluids, where they come in from depth, because somewhere down there is a magma. So we've got molten rock down there that's generating heat, sending off fluids that are full of the metals that we care about, plus a lot of quartz and other things. But it's finding that source, which is where the veins get really big and the grade gets really good.
Definitely be watching this story for a long time. I'm interested to see what will come. Hopefully it monster.
Me too. I first started working in this district in 1980, so this is old home for me.
Oh wow, it's a while.
You probably weren't even born then.
Not even close. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. VHLA Media here. I'm with the CEO of Vizsla Silver, Mike Konnert, and this time we're going to give him an escalator pitch. So, Mike, pitch us a stock.
Well, Vizsla has consolidated one of the greatest land packages in silver history here in Mexico. You guys have just been at the project. What you've seen is the world's largest undeveloped high-grade silver resource. We're drilling right now, 6 rigs turning. You know, we're a New York listed company that's going to do very, very well when silver turns here, and you know, we're very excited with what we're doing at the project.
Beautiful. With seconds to spare. It's a pro right here, guys. Not his first time.
Me gustan los aviones, me gustas tú. Me gusta viajar, me gustas tú. Me gusta la mañana, me gustas tú. Me gusta el viento, me gustas tú.
I'm here with Christian, and give yourself a quick introduction.
Christian Mining Catalyst on Twitter, and I guess most people know me by now.
Nice to have you out. I know we've kind of followed each other for a while, and you got a pretty big following on Twitter in the mining space. So tell us about how you got into it.
So now, okay, hold on. Did we got into an argument on Twitter? Was it you? Was it you?
Yeah, it was me. It was mostly me.
No, look, like I told him, like it's nothing personal.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Let's get back to the initial point, like how I got into mining.
I thought you learned pretty fast for 2 years.
No, but that's not the case. It's a steep learning curve. Like it took me like 5, 6, 7 years to get even familiar with the term all-in sustaining. You never stop learning. Yeah. Getting into mining, especially exploration, it's quite a learning curve.
For sure.
It takes a couple of years.
Like you could be a retail shareholder and you can pitch this story. It's like, man, these guys have a great deal. It seems great. Oh, they're beside this project. I went to 10 bucks, but then you look at the CEO and the thing's been rolled back 10 times, 5 different projects been put in, and he has 20 million shares at half a penny. That could just ruin a project itself, and that's actually really hard to vocalize as well.
So that's what I'm trying to put out, the negative side, like the promotional side of mining, which can truly like fuck you up.
We actually put a course out, basically intro to penny stock, but the whole thing is like us going over like the back end of penny stocks, like how to what are unlocks, like what are cheap paper, like how to find a bad CEO, like how to find a rotten deal essentially. Not from the mining side of it, but from the back end side of it. We're diving into like prospectuses and seeing what's going on. We're getting into rollbacks, share structure and stuff like that. How to identify good companies based off of past success, industry knowledge, share structure. Pretty easy to tell ill intent in a company. I think having a good structure, a good management team, and quality asset are like 3 main things I believe in.
It's good that you do that, like, but it doesn't always happen. Like I think one of the best lessons is follow the jockey instead of following the horse.
Yeah.
A good example today is Highland Silver. It's been trading between like 20 and 5 cents for like a year. Hasn't done any exploration in the last 2 years. Yeah. But now the Lundin family and Ward invested $3 million. Oh, really? The stock is up 100%. It doesn't speak to the asset, but it speaks to management, right? Totally. That's what I said. Huge learning curve and follow the right people, and you should be fine.
Well, thank you. Appreciate you taking your time. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Sunset Cowboy. The mustache really goes with it.
These guys.
Frog clone. I just instantly start pulling chicks now. Oh my god, is that frogs?
Yo, man, what's that cologne you got on? Is that Dior?
No, that's that señor. Got the chimichurri maize with limoncito. See if it's better than the last one. They look fucked. Such a ripoff, man. I guess it doesn't even really say it's spicy. It kind of insinuates spice on it, eh?
No, it literally just lands on it.
0 for 2. We're headed back to Vancouver now. It was an absolute pleasure, with the Vizsla Silver Team. Oh fuck, wrong gate, rest of the flight. We made it with seconds to spare. We finished up the tour. It was one of the most wonderful, sublime, divine experiences of my life. What a wonderful team. The experience in that group, just phenomenal. Some big names, Peter Megaw, Dr. Jesus, Michael Konnert, Pettingell, Greg Perry. Just a bunch of legends down there. And seeing the actual size of that project in person was mind-blowing. So, thank you to the Vizsla Silver Team. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, do it all, share. And if you're a company watching this and you like this video, shoot us a message. We'll come VHLA your site up too. See you guys.
Me gusta la moto, me gustas tú. Me gusta correr, me gustas tú. Me gusta la lluvia, me gustas tú.